So Sean O'Malley's on his way to a Jamahal Hill level crash out right now, and the cope is just too high. All right, so we're gonna go over this YouTube video he came out with, as well as the Instagram post claiming that he won rounds 1, 3, and 5 against Merab Dvalishvili at UFC 306 at the Sphere. Let's get it started. We see this mug up in the
We're
top
watching
corner
the
here.
fight, UFC 306 at the Sphere. Smitty got invited.
Smitty got invited. Didn't get invited to the after party because he didn't want to talk to anybody, but he got invited now to be a yes man in the background, as we're going to see. So let's take a look.
Hopefully this gives me some. Hurry him out of the way. Look at, I'm pressuring him and he calls a timeout mid-fight. I about knocked him out. Hurry him out of the way.
Yeah, so he's talking about right at the beginning of the fight when Merab was freaking out at Tim Welch over in the corner for saying practically nothing, and then he's like running over to him, and Herb's freaking out trying to wrangle him in. And yeah, he did get in the way. I don't think you're knocking him out there, but maybe the second time it happened, though, to be honest. Let's go to 28 seconds here. The backup yes men here.
That fucking bad it could be.
But still, the first 3 minutes of that round.
All him.
3 minutes,
all
over
shot.
half of that round.
Yeah, landing all the shots, damaging shots too. They're
Bro, this
All him, bro. They're just there to glaze, bro. They're just there to glaze.
first round, I mean, there's a minute and a half left.
probably
Didn't start till
I won this
45.
shit, but it still hasn't really
I won this shit. The judges would say otherwise, but
hit me with anything, right?
That's where you get past.
so he said Tim Welsh says that's where you get past, and that was the moment. Let me make it a little bit smaller here. I have to block it though because they played UFC clips up in the corner, but that was the moment where Merab pulled the guillotine on him. It was a standing guillotine too, and Merab's like 4 inches shorter than him, so I don't even know how you let that happen. But he says it wasn't tight, but it's optics. It's more the optics of the round, and if they think the striking's close for the round, and he does something like that, and they think that's a significant, sub attempt, is actually a legitimate sub attempt, then
Is that why they gave him the round? Dude, this wasn't tight at all.
it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. If it looks like it's tight, then that's really all that matters. Let's go to the post round 2 analysis here.
Oh, he was flared up. All right, round 3. I have it 1-1 going into the third. No bias.
No bias. Could be 1-1. Judges saw it otherwise, but definitely could be 1-1. I thought he was down 2 at this point. Watching it live, I haven't rewatched it, but watching it live, I felt like he was down 2 rounds. Definitely could be a swing round in the first round, but I felt like he lost both of them. And I think the main point of this fight is that he lost the fight more than Merab won it. I mean, Merab always is going to do his thing, shooting takedowns and have a good gas tank, but even at the end of the fight, man, when he has him hurt with like 50 seconds left, and he just does not have his foot on the gas, man. I get like he could still shoot a takedown, but at that point, dude, try to bait him into it and knee him in the face, man, or something. But let's keep going.
Text Josie, go back, watch that.
I'm gonna text Joe, say go back and watch that. He says he's saying Joe Rogan because they're on a first name basis now. They're buddies. But remember that he's saying this. Remember he says he's gonna go get Joe Rogan's opinion to validate what he's saying here. And listen to what he says towards the end. I mean, let's just listen.
This shit ain't competitive.
Bro, what is this? I mean, the narrative is crazy.
The narrative's crazy, meaning all you and I that watched the fight that think that he pretty clearly lost it. If you do think that, I thought he lost. The narrative is crazy. I think the narrative is just everybody watching the fight that we watch fights every weekend, bro. We just see fights and we know how they go.
I might ask UFC, so will you please put this on YouTube? That one hurt.
I'm going to ask the UFC and see, can you please put this on YouTube, like his knockout of Aljo? First of all, I don't think they're going to do that because it's only been like a week, and that was that was like their biggest, probably most expensive, I guess we should say, main event of the year. Probably not the biggest, but yeah, we're going to tell them to put that up so that the young audience of him can go on and glaze and skibidi-rism in the
Too, like he knows. Those numbers are crazy.
So he says the strike. Oh, he says the strike numbers are crazy. Merab's obviously on the bottom here. This is why round 1's an issue, dude. Because if they have him up on the strike numbers, and what is his face too? What the hell is Tim Welch looking at like that? If they have him up on strike numbers and he's pulling a guillotine and hitting takedowns and stuff, obviously you're losing that. Round 2, he obviously got dominated. Round 3, he's saying that he won round 3 as well, which again, he got outstruck and probably got taken down without looking at the stats. I mean, Merab is getting takedowns every round. I don't know if there was a round that he didn't get a takedown other than maybe round 5. Round 4, again, clear Merab rounds. All of these other 2 are possible swing rounds, but when you're mixing in the wrestling and everything else and having more volume overall, one or two more powerful shots that Sean might be landing here and there aren't going to make up for it. That seems like what happened.
I mean, they'll count this.
I know.
This is what I was getting shit for. And I meant saying we're almost done with this. Like, hey, this fight's almost over. That's what.
Tim Welch getting a lot of shit because he said in the corner to Sean, like, the fight's almost over, buddy. You're almost done now.
I'm getting a lot of shit for saying that.
Getting a lot of shit for saying that. Yeah, dude, because everybody's watching that and they're like, oh, I wonder what the corner's going to tell him to do to go out and make some improvements or anything. And you're telling him, oh, it's okay, dude. Just 5 more minutes. You'll be fine. Just get it over with. And not in those exact words, but like, come on, man. That is a bad look. Whether you meant it to be like that or not, that's pretty bad. Let's move on here.
Look at you on the machine, though. The cardio machine. I don't know how a judge gave him that fifth either.
So he's saying, I don't know how a judge gave him that 5th round. I also don't understand how a judge gave Merab that 5th round. I mean, he was clearly hurt towards the end, and that could have been fight ending if there was a little bit more time. Look at the dead face here. Jesus, man. He was definitely hurt in round 5. I think Sean definitely won round 5. But other than that, rounds 1 and 3 are swing rounds at best for him, and 2 and 4 are clear Merab rounds. So overall, he's saying like all the people saying 4-1, the narrative, da da da. It's not that far off, man. To be honest, when I was watching it live, I thought it was probably about 4-1 too. I thought that that's what they would go with. And you know what's even more crazy is that the judging, if they even had a chance to be biased towards O'Malley, they would, and they couldn't even pull that kind of shit off. We've seen worse robberies than that, certainly. After he goes through the entire fight, he goes on what looks like a Twitter space and just starts yapping and just turning up the fucking copium.
Non-biased, rewatch it, whether you fucking hate me or love me. Rewatch that fight, turn the commentary off.
Why would you? We're going to turn the commentary off, but go listen to Joe Rogan because he's going to tell you that I actually won the fight. But don't listen to the commentary, which includes Joe Rogan. I guess if you're saying DC maybe or Anik, but I think the fact that he's saying, oh, let me go ask Joe. Let me go ask Joe his opinion, ask him to rewatch it and tell everybody that I won. And then says, oh, don't watch the commentary, guys. You got to watch it with no commentary. They're biased. Why would they be biased against you if you want his opinion, you're his buddy or something like that, dude? Like, I just don't.
And tell me I did not win that fight. I won the 1st, 3rd, and 5th. Oh, I'm fucking fired up right now.
Yeah, I just don't believe that. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, but I didn't see him winning those rounds.
As quick as possible because I love this shit. God, it feels good to be the champ again. Went on a little emo phase there for a little bit. Dyed my hair black, straightened it. Got a couple more face tats, but we're back.
Is this new? Did I just notice this? He said he got more face tats. I don't look at his face all that much, but this looks fresh, and I don't really remember that. This looks maybe new too. I don't know, but yeah, the cope
emo phase there for June or July. I'm gonna come back as quick as possible because I love this shit. God, it feels good to be the champ again.
Oh, that's like almost Jamahal Hill level, man. That's like Jamahal Hill saying, "Oh, it was only because it was he stopped it with a cup touch and I wasn't paying attention and da da da." Even though he threw the first punch, it's like getting to that level, dude. Like when Jamahal Hill came out with all those videos, like, "Oh, everybody's fucking wrong. I'm better than him." Da da da. It's getting to that level, man. Let's go see the next clip of him begging for Joe Rogan to watch it because I
messaged Joe Rogan. I said, brother Joe, please rewatch that fight.
Brother.
And tell me your honest opinion.
Tell me your honest. Tell me that honest opinion of yours, Joe. Let me get that honest, non-biased opinion straight from the horse's mouth, straight from the ivermectin horse's mouth. I'm just joking, but
I won that fight.
Wait.
If you watch it with no commentary.
Oh yeah, watch.
And here comes the yes man again. If you watch it with no commentary. But listen to Joe Rogan though. Don't watch it with commentary, but you better listen to Joe Rogan when he tells you that I won, okay? It's just getting rough, man. One more clip here. One more, and we're going to move on.
I'll be back defending my belt against Umar. Deuces.
I'll be back to defend my belt against Umar, and he says Merab doesn't want to fight him and all this other stuff. It's tough to watch, man. It's really tough to watch the fall from grace. Believe me, I don't want to believe that Merab is the champ either. I don't even want to think about what a matchup between Merab and Umar would look like. That's like almost like women's main event level like boringness to me. I don't even want to see that, to be honest. And just like MMA Guru said, man, it just ruined all of the legacy fights coming up too. Because if O'Malley won this, he had the chance to go fight Holloway for the BMF or Taporia for double champ or this and that, and now it's like back to the drawing board, man. And Tim Welch was also saying that it's going to be one more win for O'Malley and he'll be right back in a title shot. And obviously, that's going to be what they're going to do. I think they're going to try to give him Henry Cejudo. I think that's probably the easiest matchup for him. And speaking of Henry Cejudo, one more thing before we move off of this. How does Henry Cejudo drop Merab in the first round too, and O'Malley doesn't in 5 rounds, brother? That is tough. That's tough. He hurt him to the body, but he couldn't even. I guess it does make sense because stylistically, Cejudo's shorter, and Merab had his guard down and kind of let him in a little bit closer range, and O'Malley, he was not letting that happen. He was just at range, fucking spazzing out at range, moving around. It was definitely difficult for him to deal with, but there's no excuse. And this post came out before. This came out a day ago, and then he came out with this YouTube video a couple hours ago. But let's just take a look at this too, because this is if you missed the last video, he retires the UFC belt. We don't need to watch it. He goes in the octagon, puts it in a suitcase, and like walks away. And then he comes back for this one, and the lights are going. He's all happy. We're not in the emo phase anymore. He's clicking his fucking heels. Yeah, get the belt back out. Yeah, he's back. Yeah.
I won round 1, 3, and 5.
Yeah, this came first and then the video. Maybe they recorded the video beforehand, possibly. Possibly they recorded it beforehand, but yeah, that's a lot of coat, man. I get it. I would not want to believe that I lost to Merab either for that title in that situation, man. This is a little fucking hickey here. What the fuck is that? Anyway, I wouldn't want to believe it either, brother, but it's over now. You're lucky it wasn't like a 4-1. I mean, yeah, it's tough, man. It was tough to watch. It was really tough to watch. There's a couple fights that come to mind that are like that when you're just watching the champ do absolutely nothing and just lose the belt, but that was really hard to watch. Let me know what you guys think. Did you think he won? I'll be back early next week with my predictions for the Paris Fight Night card, I believe. And yeah, like the video if you like the video, subscribe, and I'll be back with more UFC content this weekend. Peace.